Some of you might have heard my voice already. I mentioned that we gave all time as 9 a.m. and unfortunately we couldn't start on time, so many apologies. I admit that it shouldn't always be the norm, and so we promise to do better the next time. I am Kofi Hayford of the Multimedia Group Limited, specifically Joy FM, and obviously I will be the MC for today's program. I am honored. But even before we get into that, like we all know, it would be ideal that we start off with an opening prayer and then we can follow up with all other proceeds. And so we would invite Big J of World Star Records Limited to give us an opening prayer. And if you don't mind, kindly be on your feet. Round of applause.
Amen.
Please show some appreciation. Thank you very much, BJ. I never knew you were a pastor. Okay. With that said, it is my honor and privilege once again to welcome all of you to the World Star Records Adonko Two Fingers International Music Festival, the launch. There are a number of activities that have been lined up for today. We're going to take all of them and make sure that at least in the next 2 hours we're out of here. I would appreciate your cooperation if we're going to have a time when you can actually ask all the questions pertaining to what we're going to be discussing over here. But I understand that we have loads and loads of personalities right here, from chiefs to queens, kings, and officers from various governmental agencies. And so we'll do the due diligence of acknowledge all the presence of all the people that are here.
Good morning. Good morning. Yes, it is with absolute delight that I welcome you all to today's all-important launch of the upcoming International Music Festival, scheduled to be held in March 2023. If you were here during our preparatory meeting, then you will have asked by now that why is it that the program, which was originally scheduled in November 2022, has been postponed till March. And the simple answer is to allow us to have ample time to prepare for such a huge and laudable initiative. We are going to briefly give you an overview of the World Star Records Limited brand as a record company. We are for the second. Nana is also a musician by profession, and he's here in his capacity as Mushiani is number 2 unit. Nana has gladly accepted to be the chairperson for today's all-important match. And I think you have to applaud Nana for honoring such an right to grace this occasion with his pomp and the entire pageantry. Nana didn't come at all. Nana is also here with Nana Officibidia. The names are a lot, in fact. And Nana Officibidia is also here in this capacity as yes, I have it right now. Also, given that we pay attention to the talents embedded within us, we can connect to create employment and the value chain of employment that is generated as a result of one music production is enormous. It resonates from the sound engineer to the dancer, all through even the fufu seller on campus. So I think that it's high time we pay attention to this thing called music, this thing called culture, this thing called creativity. Please, without much ado, our chairman.
I'm talking about moving. It's answer any young yet chica sense. Let's say, make a chica crack. Maca, Potocasa crack. Now, yet all that enlightened to that position, to get the amount of with our saving. Young as Dama or Chiliam to Sugoria. Yeah, numbers will never know your every share. Yeah, I'm trying to look forward to see you know. And then China, your family. Many are going to PC or the Chairman. Jumedia, I'm back at Kay, if you are sick, a young tour, a year, a quaint tree. It doesn't have any bodies. Papa, a year, Doctor. Or who are in the initiatives. Nothing, the answer, and who will draw. If I say yo, yeah, never seen a creative of jobs. I'm going to be a video, it's an airport extender to this kind of program. Now, there are also initiatives, as I say, what me hold things together. We have come this far. Imagine my language. I think the only thing I have to say to you is, most of you do recognize me, but some have forgotten me. And even some that know me. In music, my name is Nana Abwajika Costa. I sang Although You Know Welcome. The other side of it, the music which really brought me to land like this. I remember that you show. Right. Between all this, and say the raps bantam. I know you wanna be my future queen, my future, and I'm gonna rock it all night long. You want to treat me so nice, you want to show that up in and about the buy, you know, the music. I know. So above what we call the let's the music. Travel family possibilities. Not yet, but the minister of community, music is right. It has a big position. And within our vicinity and anything that we do, I think that God is always with us. Now, before you be a friend of everybody, why not you so low? Everybody, you come over here and gospel. Say, you, or say, Nancy, I meet you and say one night, you were just one night, I meet you. So, Ghana for me, any set in it, actually, when telling you who I have from, I'm going to professor, I'm an immigration officer. And all the issues. Then you have for healing your human. Nearly market straight from your PhD today. And then, any gas, and then the contract we have that will improve, and then you have more seven market. Yeah, we need that president so you have a yes, it's a scam, but you're going to young better. Now we have a compare, you're not sure, and young teaching career. The sound of the career of what? And the children, it's not a condition. I mean, 2 months to life. Now, you are cooking a deba. Something said, now it is coming out soon. You see, my wedding fit is a war. When you ever did a war, my wedding fit is a war, I want to war. My wedding fit is a war, I want to from fever move with you. My wedding fit is a war, so we are over, and I said, very much, you got to be a conscious man. If you fall in love, got to be a conscious man. When you fall in love, something was strong, but he was this week. Oh, yeah, by a woman there. Solomon twice, but he couldn't find a woman. But with that woman, we are there. We are living at the moment of suicide. Then was really bad, and then you are feeling for it. If I'm right, it's true. As I walk. Now, I don't go next level. I don't go 2 fingers. Papa, you know what you know, Africa, how about you? Now, you see, somebody who works slowly and methodically always comes out with something better. And the court more someone of the court. You might hear that air banner, the problems we are encountering in the country are this much better. With the pandemic, with this kind of Russia and Ukraine system, and also trouble of this, and we are in true blessing. I think Almighty God has to save and guide us. I wish I could God which is blessed.
Who is popularly known as Nana Awajida Foster. I guess they say music never dies. And so when you have it in you, it looks like it's forever until you are off the surface of the earth. But thank you very much, Nana, for addressing your audience. I'm pretty sure that you would agree with me that, of course, we have a number of us amongst us who are going to mount this podium and are going to address you in chief. But as we all know, the World Style Records Limited is actually a company that believes so much in folklore. And so, like Lovia from World Style Records said, there was a preparatory meeting sometime last year that addressed some of the concerns and the way forward for the International Music Festival. And so, it is only right that we have some cultural truths. Some of you might have witnessed the performance by Ibi Gromba from the School of Performing Arts at the University of Ghana. And so it's not only going to, even though it's an international festival, it's not only going to be something that has to do with international genres like R&B and what have you. It's going to be a blend of folklore music and folklore in general. Before we move on, again, I want to acknowledge the presence of some other dignitaries that we have in our midst. If you haven't heard the name, please, no disrespect at all. I understood that a number of them were still on their way coming in, so it will take some time for us to be signified, to know if they are here or not. So, yes, that's number one. And then we have Derek Adonko from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Derek Adonko, okay, so Derek is right here. We also have Superintendent Linda Asare-Mante from the Ghana Immigration Service. Thank you, madam. We have and then we have Nana Asare Bidiapo. In all his glory. Thank you very much, Nana. We also have, I don't know if this Nana is a true Nana or the name Nana, but we have Nana Abdul Ansar from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Okay. So you are the Nana name or Nana as in Nana?
Nana just.
You said Nana just Nana. Okay. All right. And then we also have Ojakiyandi. Do you remember Ojakiyandi? Mentor one, yes, right. Okay, so that's Slovakia. We also have Ukrasny Sabo. Ukrasny Sabo is also in our list. Lionel Jones is here as well. Lionel from Kumasi, right? From Bono. Okay, NKC, right, in France. Okay, all right, very well. So the last three names that we've heard are actually names of some of the artists who are built to perform next year at the International Music Festival. We're going to have a very short presentation to elaborate more on what is going to happen next year. I am pretty sure, yeah. And then there is one here. I think Mr. Bessa Simons, acting president of music, has already been acknowledged. Yes, thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much for your presence. Right, and then we have Aliu M. Masakwa. Is that the name, please? Masakoi. Okay. Aliu M. Masakoi. Please, let me speak my French so that I know that I am in the embassy. So it says charge d'affaires. I'm pretty sure it's like you're in charge of affairs at the embassy of Liberia. Right. So donc, pardon, vous parlez français? Oh, you speak English, but you have a French accent. Can you please use your microphone, please?
The word chargé d'affaires is a French word.
Right.
In diplomacy, we use more French terminologies.
Okay.
So that's why it means acting ambassador.
Right.
Someone who is acting in the absence of an ambassador.
Okay.
It's called chargé d'affaires.
That's some education. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Oh, yes. Okay. And so, with that said, we will proceed to take a speech from the general manager first off to give us a briefing on why there is going to be an international music festival. And so we would like to call on Nana Akomia to give us that speech.
Many thanks to you all, first and foremost, for honoring our invitation and proud to us, cooperating cordially with us. World Star Records Limited, as mentioned in the welcome address, is a Ghanaian-owned entertainment company that specializes in recordings, unearthing young talents, artist management, and event management. The firm is pro-African and strongly believes in folklore as its promotion of indigenous Ghanaian music and culture. Over the years, World Star Records has stayed true to the cause of advocating for the promotion of highlife music, which continues to live up to its name of being one of the country's foremost identity in the music space. Granted, the music scene has witnessed the introduction of several other genres, many of which are equally enjoyed by the masses. However, we maintain that spirit and carried by highlife music and its associated genres like highlife resonates with the very core DNA of Ghanaians. In several attempts to blow the trumpet of preserving our culture through music and arts, World Star has established successful contacts with the Canadian Folklore Board in its past dealings and continues to scout for several international partnerships. As Ghana prepares to celebrate its 66th independence next year, we found it imperative to align the already vibrant cultural spirit possessed by indigenous creatives both home and abroad in this year's celebration. This necessitated reinforcement of an already thought out plan in the form of an international music festival whose surface we scratched this year. Thankfully, after consulting and reaching out to our partners, World Star Records Limited has decided to hold an art festival at the Adonko Next Level International Music Festival under the theme Fostering Creativity through music to promote national development. This is under the auspices of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration, the Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture, State Protocol Department, Ministry of National Security, the National Commission of Culture, Ghana Education Service, the School of Performing Arts, University of Ghana, Legon, and the Musicians Union of Ghana. The festival, with Adonko Next Level as 8 headlines program, aims to greatly touch on the various aspects of tourism, arts, and culture. It is a 3-day festival that will end at the Accra Sports Stadium on the 4th to the 6th of March 2023, in the spirit of upholding our cultural heritage during the independence celebration. For this reason, we have outlined a number of activities that will be rolled out during the festival, including arts exhibitions, fashion shows, cultural displays, tours to some of Ghana's famous tourist sites, among others. The festival ends with a musical concert. It also aims to give an opportunity to the many talented upcoming musicians to showcase their gifts to the world as we aim to project the event in the best possible way. It is noteworthy to mention that World Star Records Limited has also decided to push and yet to be agreed on the same thing of all issues as donation to a health facility to reduce the financial burden on disadvantaged patients at the event. We are honored to have you all here, whom we are collaborating with on this huge project. We also do appreciate the presence of the media, who have already played and still continue to organizations who will honor and deliver support in their various disciplines to ensure the success of the festival, which will uphold the flag of Ghana in the highest esteem. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Nana Apomia, for that wonderful speech on World Star Records initiative of the Adonko Next Level International Festival. He made mention of the University of Ghana, the School of Performing Arts, and it is my greatest honor because I like cultural dances very much. CEO and the founder of World Star Records. I've personally had conversations with Mr. Enes. It is obvious, quite apparent, that he has a vision. All he needs is the support in the form of a team, in the form of people coming from state institutions and private organizations to offer their support to him. And that is why it has necessitated this particular launch of the Adonko Next Level International Festival. I know that once you hear Adonko Next Level, then you know that there is some form of partnership. We're going to get into that. I know we have a rep from the Adonko company, and so they will come over to speak to us on why they chose to be a part of this particular one. But before they do so, there is a very short presentation on what is going to happen from the 4th to the 6th of March 2023. And like you heard in Mr. Akumi's speech or his address, this is going to be an international festival. And so it encompasses a number of things. I'm pretty sure our technicians will help us to go through the itinerary. So as you can see, it's a World Star Records Limited. I can't see from there, but I'm pretty sure I can read from here. Under the auspices of Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration, Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture, State Protocol Department, Ministry of National Security, National Commission on Culture, Ghana Immigration Service, Ghana Police Service, National Ambulance Service, the School of Performing Arts, at the University of Ghana right here in Accra and the Musicians Union of Ghana. Now talking about the Musicians Union of Ghana, we have the acting musical president here, Mr. Simon, who will also address us in a bit and let us know why they chose to be a part of this particular one. Why not? Over to say all the people who will be us.
This year, you
12. June 12.
Now, it brings you not password because I say you could be as in actually highlight city in the city. When you catch them, that I say I do too much. I'm out over that weather highlight. Who did the weather highlight? Who knows you so when highlight? It's here, we are shaking, never something. Who said, am I stress free person?
Okay.
Pressure. The moment that we take on, and only extra will now be it is not anybody around.
Okay, yeah, thank you very much.
Canada artist no one prior sign.
Okay.
You know, partnership say the sign.
Okay.
And then Australia to
Australia.
yes. I think there is a talk on about more.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much.
Crucial to have activities, events, and attractions that will bring them in to see and appreciate our culture. As you all know, music concerts are one such avenue to bring in tourists into the country and also to promote local tourism. If you have been where I've been over the years in my life, and that is playing at festivals all over the world, with one of the pioneers in Afro music that took the world by storm, Osibisa, you will realize that music and festivals brings a lot of revenue to your country. And this is exactly what this is going to do. I'm going to show you there. Them to make it said 8 to 1 Apple festivals, which most of the musicians are Hawaii. You go there or see Sika or see Asumbi or some of the people chroma or economy. Na minister or Dr. Mohammed Aman or see them ye by the Mazi also okay there or attract 1 million tourists are over here in Kuma, and the tourists in Werba, near their Werba, Wapa was discovered, and one hotels won't you be. What price we feel in Ukraine say smarter, who should be a security in Sopoma, Libya, then all over the world, we have festivals like the Glastonbury, the Coachella, Valley Music and Arts Festival in the USA. When you go to, you have Rock in Rio, which is Brazil, Tomorrowland in Belgium, and Jakarta Warehouse Project in Indonesia. Them festivals in they bring in revenue to the country, they bring in people to the country. And when people visit your country and they go back, they also tell other people who will visit your country. And so it is very important that we all support festivals in our country. Just quite recently, we had the Charlie Water Festival, and a lot of people came. And I can see this one also following suit. And we are going to have more people coming to the festivals. So I will appeal to all musicians to participate, to just contribute to this amazing festival, so that when we are talking about music and we're talking about Adonko 2 Fingers, I was at the festival the other day and it was amazing. And we're going 2 fingers and everybody's 2 fingers. So please, let me see about these 2 fingers and see, wow, it's going to be a big show. Listen, and I'm not going to be here for long. Finally, I would like to thank and congratulate the organizers of this festival for their contribution to the development of the music industry in Ghana. And we assure them that as a union, we will support them through thick and thin. And whatever happens, we will make sure this event will be a success. Thank you very much for that.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mr. Simons.
I told the organizers that I may not be able to speak. I'll just say a word. Thank you very much for this opportunity. The National Commission on Culture is most privileged to collaborate with the World Star Music in performing their respective duties. As a matter of fact, I have 2-3 staff who are on their planning committee, planning for these international programs. Yɛne World Star Records nso edi nsawoso ɛwɔ wɔn dwumadie mu. Yɛka amammerɛ ne amane a ɛnwom tuo di mu akotene paa. Sɛbi ɛnyɛ twenebɔ nko a ɛna ɛnyɛ asa nko a. We bɛbɔ twene bɛbɔ asa bɛsa na yɛnwom ɛna yɛde ɛka ho asa. Esi sɛ asoɛ a yɛhwɛ amammerɛ ne amane so. That day, I say, and World Star Records for 8 days. I was so I should say, one program we have for swat. Let Patalese. So I say, yeah, I study idea of the power we are already a money. The American say, Sunday, we have the Simons kind. Near in a moment, Shokina, so I say, Emma, Ghana, I am already a money any day. Oh, I'm out for so, I will Ghana. Uka Jamaica for reggae na uka ya ni abo ni highlight in any say Ghana the best sense mo yenye pampo so ni yenye highlight no mo kena ama ni UNESCO so mo ntime listen no e wo books say highlight in Ghana ukwa gbeche na abo highlight fi na Ghana e dey ye friend ti mi kina ha ni e be kan say me show you cry me dey amudi abi am frɛ Ebio anacho beba ya beso na different Ghana ene yasa fane nyina eni munya edamase.
Thank you very much, Madam Janet Edna Yamin from the National Commission on Culture. Mr. Vincent Opare. We're going to take a word from also the School of Performing Arts, but before that, I think we can proceed with the speech from Mr. Vincent Opare, who is the Marketing Director of Adonko, and find out exactly why they chose to be a part of this one. As Uncle Bessa was speaking, I was actually itching. I don't know if it's IB is here from Joy FM. Sometimes I'm tempted to ask him a question from where I stand, but I'm pretty sure after this one we'll have a session where the media can have a talk with them and ask various questions. And so I will start with mine today in the capacity as an MC, not as an interviewer, so that you can just address us on why you chose to be a part of the World Star International Music Festival. So please welcome Mr. Vincent Opare.
Good morning. Say, one of the opportunities, seven and Kasakaka. Homa Adonko because umbrella company and the group of companies. Here we are Dr. Kokotin, and Osman said, minimum Kasakaka. Now, one year, Jumetia. Any group of companies, and I say, I don't go with this, you beverage industry. A year, the Tenia Mana, you say a panel, and one in a form of beverage. Yeah, can be the brim. And then can be a use of heads at the year, Adriane and son. Now, World Star Record, I approach you, you will say, in fact, you may papa no moody. The Niamano, you can say a bayra. And no tea, a hour at 2 edge of say ye intete niema na ye nananom ye maame no mo ye a era no ye ntena se ma na era no ti hayen ye support sika fam any other benefit that was ye the area 100% ya be say be boa World Star record na toa omo pese omo ye right from Ghana ekọ amanone no ye de ye ho ehiem ni ehiem ye na ni ameka cho ni say ade eye wodi a na waso mu yi ohwe ye nananom de wa na wo asetena tie won culture etie na odi kura ye ya be pem semre na ye nemafo no aya na ya samo se bi ya akoye moko because aya na ye we ye figechi ndi e mu say World Star record di media obeso wo di ni na say wo be ka ka ye nemapa na ye nananom ne ye mpanyifo eye na ye tunya ye yi na boa ye nyina. On behalf of Dr. Kwakwatin and the group of companies, ABN and so on. Sorry. Madam Yinawasi, Namakachi Bibia say, you know, the frost have an amedy to have in our enquiry, Natatia Diana, Nea, Yenema, Yasa, Madam Yinawasi.
The University of Ghana, who is representing the Dean of the School of Performing Arts. Please, a round of applause once again for Professor Adonko.
So, good afternoon. All protocols to be observed. I bring you special greetings from my Dean, Professor Awuman Asim, who is unavoidably absent. He very much loves to be here, but unfortunately she attended to some official matters. She was asked to speak on the importance of culture to national development. I actually prepared a speech, but I may not, because I don't want to sound too academic. At the same time, I wear different caps. I'm a musician like many of you. And this year I'm celebrating my 40 years on stage and as a music producer. So let me just talk a bit about culture. What is culture? Because today we are celebrating culture. There are many definitions, but I just give you a few. Culture is the complex whole which includes the knowledge, the belief, the art, the moral, the laws, the customs, and other capabilities and habits acquired as a member of society. This is by E.B. Taylor in 1871. The various aspects of culture is what we call the domains of culture. And somebody also says culture is the totality of a people's ways of life. And another said culture is the soul of a people. Music is an aspect of culture. And music, one of the ways to define music very well is to say music is what each culture calls music. I've traveled around the world, I've listened to all kinds of music. Sometimes I'm the only black man. I'm forced to clap when I don't understand what they're saying. When people say it's music, so you accept it as music. Let's look a bit at, so society today, we have 3 levels of culture. The high culture, the popular culture, and the indigenous culture. I must tell you that these levels are not, in form of hierarchy. All of them are important. So the high culture is where we have elite political class. The popular culture is where we have popular music. Indigenous culture is our native origins. And these are all important in our lives. So what is national development? I'm citing myself, I'm not quoting anybody. I see national development as that complex whole, that involves the development of all the domains of culture, which I mentioned to you before, and all facets of national life, including individual development. I see national development as a continuous improvement of what already exists in society to meet the needs of current and future generations. I see national development as an aggregation of developmental efforts in all facets of national life, as well as human resources and development. Now, because national development has many dimensions, assessing it is also, have many dimensions. But however, I want to put it here loud and clear that national development, is tied up with how we engage with the various domains of culture in society. As I said before, culture is the soul of the people. So if you are feeding the culture with the right diet, it forms the framework for national development in society. Just like in biology, a poor diet leads to stunted growth and poor development of the body and mind. It is the same with national development. Gathering here today to kickstart the International Festival is a significant attempt to feed music as a domain of culture and to contribute to national development. Let me also take you back to the independence era to tell you that colonialism, made us look down on our culture and privilege Western culture over indigenous cultures. What I have seen in the case of Ghana, the march towards independence included an intensive phase of cultural nationalism. And here we are grateful to our first president, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, for this bold and enduring initiative. I argued elsewhere that cultural nationalism was a vehicle that the political, activism rolled out to achieve independence. The School of Performing Arts is also a product of this cultural nationalism. And here we are doing our best to sustain this legacy and to contribute to national development. This explains why we are part of this project. I'm not here alone. My colleague, Dr. Adonko, is there. Madam Adonko is there. They are all academic staff. We have 3 students who are here, Bibi Groma from the School of Performing Arts. We are here to support this project. So, before I close, I want to put, share some 2 challenges with you about culture in a modern age. And I want us to think about this as we prepare for the festival and as we proceed. The first one is this: commodification of culture and global capitalism. Sorry if I'm sounding too book-long. Today, what belongs to a culture sharing group is being packaged by individuals as commodities and sold in the open market. Global capitalism has been the driving force of the so-called cultural industries, I'm sure we heard that before, which have become money-spinning machines in the modern age. These economic initiatives have the power to contribute to economic growth and national development if handled properly. However, we need to strike a balance between preserving culture as the soul of the people and culture as a market commodity. Number 2, dealing with cultural globalization and the loss of cultural identities. In the age of cultural globalization, which we're in, no culture around the world is spared of foreign influences. How we manage these foreign influences to remain relevant in a global space without the total loss of our cultural identities is also something we need to engage with. So, ladies and gentlemen, the School of Performing Arts, we are proud to be associated with you. We also, like I'm doing here now, I'm providing an intellectual dimension. In the festival, I saw open discussion on Ghanaian music. We are going to also, apart from the artistic aspect, we're also going to provide an intellectual dimension to the festival. I thank you for listening.
Thank you very, very much, Professor Austin Emielu from the University of Ghana, Legon. That's the School of Performing Arts for that speech.
Anyway, is it afternoon, right?
Yes, please.
And Mama Hamilton for good afternoon. The name is Ketchy Kwame Apia. I think when he didn't but when going at an office, the day at your wood through, she would there Ketchy Kwame Apia the first. Of Osumche Asamai and Asikobufu Asamai. And also, the Tiasugile, I am taking care of Lake Osumche. As a matter of fact, if I say this program, na we try the penny phone show as a Simon acting president for music and now Wajida Costa and the when I say it's true. In fact, my memory, I have about 17 albums to credit. As I place in training, I think I have about 16 movies out there. Yami Asia is a jam and then a pound for BJ. And I am so Yami Asia so by National Commission on Culture. The professor kind of say Yenano, Ibisuya, and the about that free. Say, all kinds of musician be I answer no, I don't think so. But young my year, and I used to form a very well. Me and about Brazil somewhere and Andy by him also. And he's shining now. Unless someone say, Mama, also here. At least we should move on. And when we move on, it will help a lot of the musicians and the upcoming artists are all ever making sure. And it will be, we can say, 24 people. Wow, over and over it. Shulele, 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 I think shulele, shulele, okay. I am. Ubiara. Okay. Find the Motina Yemo.
Take up the concept to tomorrow so that we can just tomorrow because today is the jail. Thank you very, very much. But before we launch it, Charlie, you took can't say.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, now we're on the record. You say now to the record.
I say, yeah, no, yeah, ah, yeah, no, yeah,
I want to do musical. Andy, you know one thing I like about Andy, his voice. I don't know if you still remember his voice. Much of look at grandma and I am not sure.
This is to Sugar, and you don't fear. I was and now reading from you go say the good you want. One of the so yeah, now say, oh, sweetie, breath, yeah.
Okay. Larry, I know Master for many more. I craft for not to meet you. Briefly, nice. The mic is yours.
My obidine by na ye pese ye de abibidie e ba ye kroma obi ani je ye de ani je show obi abrabo mi ti me ka say mighty tries to bring your warriors royals fortify the thrones our gods are crying when Africa is
She's from home, that's what she says. You saw Mr. Jan call me, he says he is also a musician, so he wanted to sing. But Mr. Jan, what's the answer?
Let me say, 2008. I
debate,
right? We had debate, and you know, when I'm here,
okay.
That's a bathroom in Ghana for
right.
You're better to myself, and yet,
right.
This will be a
I'm sure you know why I was asking you this disappointed teacher. He knows how, a lot of them, when they don't get a chance to live their dreams, then they tend to invest in other people to make it happen. So, and it's time to decide. Okay, so, Bacho, yeah, launch program, you work on the cap now, once I'm being forward, which now, oh, okay, so I think it's connected, sorry. Inti ni awo kan ye launch and the afi ni launch inti ni awo kan Mr. Kapna and pay for enfa omon tawachi na say e ko ye manisa
Macho na say sama da bibiya oba as ana obia owachichi ana say ofi na ba bibiya obia mo da bibiya obia na da obia say ene dey na ko aya dum am ya ala chisa this laughable event, International Music Festival. And say, if you're cheaper now, you have. Next say, we are fat, now hotting, now getting the answer and what. And then come up and make life through the ditch. Now, and why? That's not that. Any group of company, doctor, reporting. The video will be a young boy's dad. What you can say, not harmful. That's another National Commission on Culture. Let me say, Mammy, Madame, did it, Jamie. I'm going to stand degree. That's another foreign affairs of one's state protocol, national security, police, now Ghana immigration, and School of Performing Arts, University of Ghana. Position in Ghana, and our companies are on my event is on the same. And I don't be asked, I'm going to share with you not look away. And yet, and I must be
thank you very, very much. So, I don't know if anyone has a word or two on the launch of it. The Chairman Pacho.
Yeah, my mind is here. I try to make an say, I have money. I'm a chubby brain. And your mom must say, my dad, here. Now, my back, it never was a Jimmy. When you go on in the onto super munyumaso oma obi fa eni bone hwe mo mada nsa bole nkyem maso da amen ketemen prebiara ni obi tia ko tia mo ma sanse eri ejina amana no na amabofo ho nye ha na esi ni so nyankopon be boaye ama ye mana omo eba ewiase no omo so hu mfasodia ewo enyomo so hu mfasodia ewo nyankopon asem kaso mfasodia ewo dwuma kaso sanse ese okwalifo contact ya nche Now go see a Yansan now. The Jamon answer say, as you wasted your whole time. I'm launching a program, a Wellstar Records Limited. And yet, I don't go 2 fingers. I don't go 2 fingers. Next level, a year Juma. I haven't come new. I don't go level 2. Next level, 2 fingers. Where I have a pound, a coffee.
Okay, so Mr. Vincent, something symbolic for the media.
Thank you. I don't go 2 fingers. Tete, Adriane, ye partner, ye musicians. I don't want to say a high life and no way of working man. Adriane, Tete, Adriane, no, and also the high life, no, any 2 fingers. And now, yet that you make ye Edino, meaning say, a crime will be. Yankopon ebi bie kwan so amu bi bie wa ha na aye success ye dase.
Thank you very much. Pastor Medamun Nasa, thank you.